Hello everybody, it's Megalithic here, and today we're going to take a look at retrofitting the Karin, what's it called now? The Karin Sultan, that's right. Okay, now we upgraded the Elegy yesterday, or the last time we did this video, I should say, and you can see them there beside, and here we go, we're taking the Karin Sultan into the custom auto shop, and we're going to upgrade, and there we go, for nearly $800,000, we are retrofitting the Karin Sultan to the old style model. Okie dokie, well now one can only assume then that the Karin Sultan must be based upon some form of Subaru, for this is the Subaru Impreza that we are looking at currently. Certainly the retro upgrade to the Karin there, it turns this vehicle into a Subaru Impreza. Okay, and once again, just like the Skyline, it was a rather formidable car back in its day, you know, really was something to write home about, rather special. Okay, quite like that livery. Now, as you can see, we're on the liveries here already. Hopefully we won't spend too long in this custom auto shop. Although now I look at the bar as I record this video, I realize that's a foolhardy wish really, because we're going to spend a good long time in here apparently. Okie dokie, jolly good then. Right, okay, so we're going through some of the color options. Now if you're familiar with the Subaru Impreza, there is only one style that one can go for with this particular vehicle. The classic rally look for was it the WRX, I believe, was a blue overall car with a yellow or a gold sort of colored livery over the top, and there we go, that's what we're going for. There are, of course, a number of different options there, but wishing to sort of signify, like I say, that Subaru Impreza sort of quality to this vehicle, we're going to go for the famous and recognized styling there. And it was a rather formidable rally car, I do believe, which is where it really earned its name. Okie dokie, right then, here we go. Right, that wouldn't look right at all, would it? How about that? Maybe? Not entirely sure, to be quite frank with you. Okay, we got rather a lot of bumper options here now, haven't we? So, okay, like I say, this is one of a couple of cars. There aren't all that many cars in the game that you can retrofit. As I say in the previous video, we had a look at the Anis Elegy, which represents the Nissan GTR, and converted that to a Nissan Skyline. And like I say, it can also be performed with the Karin Sultan, turning it from whatever the hell it was supposed to be. I'm afraid I'm not actually that familiar, to the old-fashioned Subaru Impreza that we see here. Okay, then now we're going to go through hopefully the final options here. We've got to be getting close to this. Got to be getting close to the end of this stage of the video. Like I say, we normally do speed these parts along somewhat, but it still can take rather take a long time, to be perfectly frank with you, if there are a lot of options for the vehicle. Now that does make it fun, of course, for one fitting it out, but not so much if you're just wanting the video to hurry along. Okie dokie, but of course, like I said, I mean, we have spent again nearly, I mean, it's not quite $1 million, but it was 800,000, wasn't it? 700 and something, I'm not entirely certain, but you're effectively spending around about, say, at least $750,000, $800,000 on this car, and for that sort of retro custom, you would want to have rather a lot of choices, and so Rockstar have obliged us with that particular facility, shall we say. Okie dokie, there we go, changing the hood. Quite like the scoop on it, actually, to be honest with you. There we go, that does look familiar. I do think, I don't know if the original car, obviously the street car wouldn't have had that, I thought, but perhaps the rally car had it. That does look familiar. Right, okay, a little flip on the hood, on the roof there. Yes, I think we'll take that too. Why not? We're going to make this car as fancy as we can. Okie dokie, side skirts there covering up the Karin, so we don't want that on. Here we go onto the spoiler. This will complete the look of the vehicle, I do believe. Okay, there we go, something like that. Not entirely sure. Right, okay, there we go. I think, yes, I'm like, what are you going to go for now? Right, it's a little low down, to be perfectly honest with you, but okay, why not? Right here, well, that's it, I suppose. We've got to take this car out onto the street now and see how she handles. And like I say, this is the Karin Sultan. Okay then, or rather the retrofitted Karin Sultan. So let's see how she handles on the street there. Okay, and it's now, was it a supercar? Was it in the bottom right hand corner? Did it say there? We upgraded it and turned it into a supercar? That's rather hard to believe. Right, okay, here we go, heading up the hill. What do we think? Right, rather fast, good acceleration. Whee! Okie dokie, right. Really a mistake to put it into. Yes, there we go. I have no idea why from time to time I try to drive in cinematic camera for these videos. it always ends with a hideous crash, and I am still persisting with it, aren't I? Okay, there we go, right here. Let's try and not miss the corner, shall we? Okay, oh, Life Invader, never noticed that before. Right, okie dokie. Right, heading on down the road, and there's a tree, nearly hit it. Okie dokie, get on the right side of the road, damn you. Right, okay, and what the hell happened there? Okay, well, I think you got the idea. At least I hope you did, because the video cut out. You got no choice either way. It was rather fun car to drive, rather fast, rather nippy. Not entirely. I mean, the traction is not as great as on some vehicles, but perhaps you wouldn't expect it to be. But then again, perhaps you would after having upgraded it for such a large amount. Okie dokie, so there we go. Not a bad vehicle, really, if you've got the money to throw away just for retro nonsense. I wouldn't necessarily put it up against the Zentorno or anything like that. Okay then, so this is the rather dull part, I'm afraid, because this is the Karin Sultan, and we're just going to do a standard upgrade on it, just so we can get these 4 cars matching with their current version and their retrofit version. Okay then, let's take the Karin upgrade through it then, shall we? Or rather, let's take the Karin through the standard modifications. So, like I say, these are a couple of cars here, the Karin Sultan and the Anis Elegy that can be retro custom fitted. There may be other cars on the game. They escape my, or they slip my memory currently, but there we go. One, as I say, both of these cars can be retrofitted for the, I mean, it's near as damn $1 million. Let's be quite frank about these things. What was it, 900 and 800,000 for the Anis and for the Karin, respectively? I don't know. I believe it was around that price, and for that sort of money, you know, one can go ahead now and do the necessary retro upgrade fits. Okay, not that I'm doing that currently, of course. You understand this is the modern day counterpart. I've had a look whilst making this video, and apparently this is supposed to be based on the Lexus IS or something like that, or otherwise known as the Toyota Altiza or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. Not a car I'm particularly familiar with, to be honest with you. But for the money, like I say, when you do retro upgrade them, you can have a fiddle around, put on some more stylistic elements. Now, I couldn't say for certain, unfortunately, whether there is a significant difference in the drivability of the vehicles once they have been retrofitted. As you saw, the videos have been cutting out rather a lot, and that really is rather annoying. I will perhaps at a later date make a video putting them head to head against each other down the Sandy Shores airstrip, should I get the chance. Okie dokie, well, here we go. Now, as you can see, going through the two-tone color there, giving us rather a lot of options, to be quite frank with you, and I do believe that eventually, in a sort of homage once again to the Subaru Impreza that the retrofit of this car is actually based upon, I do believe I go eventually for a dark blue with a yellow stripe and roof and hood. But when I come to the end of this video, I believe that I actually keep it to some darker colors that I do change there. But that white and blue looks quite good, doesn't it? Sort of tacky, really. Yeah, sort of got a 1980s feel to it, doesn't it? Okie dokie, there we go. Well, like I say, not entirely convinced really what I'm going to go for on this. Like I say, eventually it does go into a very, very similar colours to the upgraded version, or the retrofitted version, should I say. Okie dokie, so like I say, should one buy these vehicles? Not really. I mean, they are very cheap, so you can go ahead and do that, but the retrofit does cost an arm and a leg, and I'm sure there are better cars out there. Perhaps at one point, like I say, when we do the test, we'll put them up against something like the Zentorno and see how they handle that. The Zentorno, I've been saying in most of my videos, up to the present date, comes in at $750,000. I had a look the other day, and actually it comes in at less than that. It's $725,000. So really, for something to beat the Zentorno, it really does have to be very, very special. Okie dokie, so yes, you're spending quite a lot of money. Well, not for the Karin Sultan, actually. I shouldn't speak about this car in that way. It's the retro version that's we're throwing a lot of money away on. This is probably rather a cheap car, I'd imagine. Again, we didn't purchase it on film, neglected to film that, to be quite frank with you, so can't give you the price, but I do believe this is in the bottom end of the price of the cars. This isn't going to come anywhere near to $1 million, one wouldn't have thought. Okie dokie, and having rather a hard time there choosing a colour, aren't I? My good God, this is taking an age. Right, okie dokie. Right, so like I say, should you buy them? They're not really worth it if you're hoping to win any races or outrun any attackers. These aren't the vehicles to go for. These really are just for showboating. And like I say, the only reason why I bought these particular vehicles is so I can display them with the modern day version against the retro counterpart in a garage of some sort. And that is the entire reason why I brought them. I shall not be taking them out or driving them at all, I wouldn't have thought. So there really is no reason to purchase them at all, unless you just are a fan of that Subaru Impreza and the Nissan Skyline. And as it happens, I'm a fan of both. Okay, oh, for the love of God, will this video end? Doesn't seem to want to though, does it? Okay, still going through these colours. I could speed it up here, right? Okay, putting a pearlescent flip on it, that's absolutely necessary, isn't it? Okay, like I say, I could speed it up even more, to be honest. This is twice the normal speed. I could go to about 4 times or 8 times, but the video does get rather jerky, you know. So I think instead I'm just going to sit here and ramble absolute nonsense until we get to the point where we take it out onto the street and are entirely disappointed by a poor and underperforming video that cuts out on a regular basis. No doubt, I'm sure we'll be so lucky. Right, okay, here we go. Spinny, spinny, spinny. For the love of God, can this part of the video end, please? How much longer can we possibly stay in this custom auto shop? Okay, so I think I've said about everything I can about this particular car. Don't know its price, can't really do a good comparison to its counterpart really, unless you go and check out the earlier video, which cuts out like a bugger. Okay, so really an entire waste of time, to be honest with you. Should have told you earlier. Would have been more decent of me to tell you at the start of the video this is an entire waste of time for you, really. But there we go. I'm a dishonest criminal living in the world of Los Santos, don't you know? So you shouldn't expect any better, really, when you think about it. Okay, then I think that we're going to settle on that. That is, yes, I think that's the styling I go for. Like I said, I do change it later, but currently that's the styling we have it in. So let's take it out onto the right. Okay, typical. Right, why does that happen? Right, okay, so this is the Karin Sultan. This has been modified, this has been upgraded, but this has not been provided with the retro custom. And whoops, it is spinny, spinny. Right, okay, got a right. Sounds rather good. Unfortunately, that doesn't come through on the video so much, but okay. I mean, look at that. There we go. I mean, it's not entirely. Whoops, it daisies. Put it into cinematic, haven't we? And that's a foolish thing to do. Okay, so it doesn't seem to be going as fast as some of the supercars, but again, for the price, one wouldn't expect it to. I mean, we really are paying peanuts for this vehicle.
You can't put a price on peace of mind. One call to Morse Mutual is all it takes to have a fully insured vehicle replaced immediately. Morse Mutual Insurance is sold at all participating garages.
My God, go away. Why on earth would they phone me up to tell me that when I'm testing a car? Do they really know that I'm that bad at driving? That really is rather insulting. Right, okay, there we go. That pretty much took up all the video, didn't it? There we go. That's the Karin Sultan. Now, I do hope that you've enjoyed watching this video. Like I say, we've had a look at the Karin Sultan and the Karin Sultan retrofit. Okay, and there we go. That's the retrofit beside it, and that's the Annis Elegy next to those. Right, okay, like I say, I do hope you've enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.